Hi there, and welcome to stream. Hope you're having a good day. Today we are going to move on with the story of the game, with chapter 16. That was a mangled sentence. I still haven't figured out how to do the fire side of City of Desolation, and I may never learn. Maybe I should just ask for help, but not today. Today we're going to do the story and maybe unlock lockdown soon, which might be even harder. Who knows? Last time we had a lot of stages, which surprised me. But today we also have a lot of stages. Guess there's a lot of content in this particular part of the story. I'm not gonna be against it. Swept away! An anomaly fell soundlessly overnight. So, we had our first day in the roost and stayed there overnight. What's gonna happen now? Well, the weather didn't get any better. Alright, we heard that the water was rising. That was the very last thing we saw. What the hell is going on? May and Tesla were shocked by the scene they saw outside the Helios. The sea that flooded the city was calm yesterday, but the water rose by more than 10 meters overnight. This isn't normal at all. The children might be in danger. We need to head to the roost now. The rainwater can... Oh, okay! So... time limit in one way or another. In that case, we better speed up the process. Oh, over here. For a second I thought there was no way to get up here. Hey, May. Zora, I'm so glad you're alright. The children were busy moving the warehouse supplies. They were ill prepared for the flood. All nearby Honkai beasts neutralized. Stay vigilant. We gotta stay on guard. We must move the kids and supplies to higher ground. Tell them that I'm moving mechas into the shelter. Oh, okay. Yay, robots. Children love robots. Even the children who have been living in the city so long didn't know why this anomaly happened. Sora suddenly thought of something. Swept away. What do you think of? The residents vacated the lower levels of the roost in less than 20 minutes. Why did the floodwater rise? The city has become very strange. Dr. Tesla, I have a bad feeling about this. More Honkai beasts showed up, and they are now more active. They seem to be attracted to something. Is it because of that huge beast I saw yesterday? Well, that's not good. I've never seen it before. It's like the king of monsters. Where did you see it? Near the Nagasora wall. I can take you there. This is urgent. We must investigate it immediately. Alright, go ahead. Leave the defense of the shelters to me. Once I deal with the problem here, I'll rendezvous with you at once. Well, that doesn't sound good. If you paid attention during the trailer, you might be able to guess who this king of monsters may be. Oh, we are still taking continuous damage from rain. Did you hear something? Seems far away. Honkai beasts on the run? No, it's... Watch out, May! No way! How could it be? Benares? You should be dead. Why are you here? Are you the mother bird taking care of the children? Something tells me no. Swept away. In the raging thunderstorm, May had an unexpected encounter with an old friend. Guess who's gonna untimely call? Someone said in chat. As someone appears. Oh, okay. It looks different. The power feels like something I should dodge instead of attack. Is that what you're saying? I am doing damage, and I have to do combos. I'm doing very little damage, because I have to survive for 30 seconds. Yeah, still have countermeasures. Okay. I'll try. I'm trying. Come on, 6 seconds. Me? I guess I'll just run. What's happening? My head, it hurts so much. Her mind was overcome by a strange dizziness, and aged with the crack of lightning and rumbling of thunder. Things don't look good. The beast's even more ferocious than last time. May grabbed Sora and leapt into a narrow depression while the beast flew in closely behind. Hey, it's right behind us. Move aside, Sora. Sensei. Well, guess who was right? Mama Bird has appeared. Is this gonna be a harder version of Benares? Because that was already dangerous. Under the dark sky in the desolate city, some are looking for the lost past, while some are longing for the unknown future. Clear the stage within 180, but we do get characters. Well, if it is about survival. I wonder if it is going to be about survival. I guess I shouldn't assume. This is probably good. Sure is not survival. Good thing I didn't just put defensive characters in here. Well, my helper just died. But there goes the big dragon. Whoa. Benares actually fell over after being defeated. I guess it is a different boss. Because the usual one you fight elsewhere in the game always flies away at the end. So this might be actually a harder version of him. The giant dragon seemed even more ferocious than before. Before it's too late, the owner of the roost finally showed up. Binaries. You, aren't you? Take her to somewhere safe, Raiden May. I'll handle this. Come on, Sora, let's go. Grabs. Sensei's back. Yo, Sensei, this woman? Yes, what's wrong? Maybe Raven is not entirely bad. I'm still hoping she'll be playable someday, so I hope she has some good merits to her. Also, I'm dying. Am I gonna lose a story mission? It's very likely. They didn't drop any health. That's not good. Phew, should be safe here. Eh? Dr. Tesla is not here. Where did she go? I've been waiting for you here, Raiden May. Please give me health! The shadow flew past. The lady in black cape landed silently. You're back, Sensei. Did you beat that huge monster? Sorry, it got away. But not before I broke one of its wings. It won't be able to fly for a while. We'll talk about this later, Sora. Get everyone inside and leave us. I need to talk to our guest alone. Sora felt the tension in the air. She nodded nervously and disappeared in one of the shelters. You must have many questions, but I hope you can first accept my gratitude. The children told me everything. You saved Sora and the roost. If not for you, they might be... Anyway, thank you. You're the sensei? I am. The children's stories about you hardly described the assassin I've met at Ark. We all have our little secrets, don't we? I hope their trust in you is not misplaced. You came for the Herrscher girl, right? Yes, and Sora said you can help us find her. That's true, but I'm afraid I have bad news for you. Why? Because I came here to end her existence for good. This looks like a boss fight. She is Sora's dear sensei, the builder of the roost, the underworld legend, and the serpent's messenger of death. She's Natasha Chiara, the raven. Chiara? Natasha is a good name. I don't think we have seen her name before. Her real name. Because I came here to end her existence, for good. What is the serpent planning this time? The serpent has nothing to do with this. I've decided to act alone for this. You seem to be wholly oblivious to her condition. What do you mean? I'll let you in on something new. Take it as a form of gratitude for helping the children. The world serpent once captured the Herrscher at Ark. A mad lady then experimented on her, cruelly. But we later found out that she faked all her painful cries. She never felt anything. The Herrscher cores have infected her systems. She could no longer feel pain. That's impossible. I don't know anything about this. A single core can wipe out the city, and this girl has 3. Infection is only inevitable. The girl used some cage to contain the Herrscher and retain her persona, but it's useless against Honkai infection. That cage is probably long gone. Rising sea levels, the Honkai horde, and the arrival of a judgment-class beast point to one obvious fact. She's losing control, and the Herrscher is waking. She's the imminent flood about to burst the dam. We intended to observe, but it's clear she's lost. Perhaps she knows, since she chose to hide in this deserted place. Thus I must neutralize this threat, before matters get worse. Hold on. An AE fleet will arrive and take her to a safe place, and keep the children from danger. And I don't think AE can save her at all. I still remember that disaster 4 months ago. The solution to this problem is obvious. We must sever it at its root. Solution? Severe? You only want to kill her. I'm grateful for what you did for the children. And you aren't my target. I do not wish to fight you. But keep getting in my way, and I'll have no choice but to. Well, sorry, but I did the first move. That would have been a cool plot branch if we could actually choose who to side with. Clang clang. But I thought something like that would happen. Especially because May is completely focused on Kiana. Good night, girl. I won't let you touch her. Shadows flashed, turning into a dark mist that engulfed May and inflicted grievous wounds on her. The mist dispersed, but May stood her ground. Physical wounds could not stop someone hardened by her inner pain. Raven frowned. She repelled her attack and asserted her prey from an elevated vantage. Her eyes turned red, her strange cape billowed and fluttered loudly in the air. Stop! Stop! Her cape rested gently on her shoulders. Raven turned around and saw the child standing next to an open door. Sora, I told you to stay inside. Sensei, why are you fighting May? May, she didn't hurt us. She's a nice lady who saved me. She's only here to look for her friend. You can help her do that, right? I can't let her take her friend away. Why? Because her friend is dangerous. She may hurt you. She may hurt everyone. Then, will May be able to see her again? No? Never? Raven's silence proved more painful than any answer. May misses Kiana very much. She couldn't stop talking about her. Kiana saved May 3 years ago, just like how you saved us. May treats Kiana just like how we treat you, Sensei. Please, Sensei, give May a chance. You're scaring me, Sensei. You're turning into a different person. Tears flowed from her eyes. Sora buried her face in her arms and shook like a tiny, frightened creature. Raven felt as though she had seen this before. Years ago, there was a girl who cried like this in a burning village. There's no need to fear, child. She leaned lightly and gently wiped the tears from Sora's eyes. I'll give her a chance. I'll promise you that. Raven gently convinced Sora to head back to her home. She closed the door and turned around with a sigh. Leave the children out of our fight. Follow me, if you want to know where she is. I won't attack you, but don't you dare try to stop me. I still see her as a threat, but I guess you're welcome to feel otherwise. She was talking about herself when she was talking about the crying child. We had a flashback about that a little bit ago, I think. Like in one of the first story chapters I streamed. If not the first. Four more stages to go, 3 real stages, 1 hard mode stage. After a friendly conversation, May joined Raven on her quest. The party grows. Can't play as her though. This silence irks me. Say something, girl. I know we're not friends, but I don't mind talking. Fine. I'm tracking the hash of the void. I just found a suitable target. A few suitable targets. Erin's words were filled with contempt, but she seemed like a person who would honor her words. May followed her gaze and saw a few chariot-class beasts roaming aimlessly about. What's so special about these Honkai beasts? Nothing so far. Raven's cape fluttered, and she was gone in an instant. So you're leaving those to me? That's what you're saying. Stop running away, let me just hit you. What's the point of fighting over you? Gotta have a good explanation for not helping Raven. Ah, there she is. I couldn't have said it better. What are you doing to that thing? A dark shadow flew past. Raven landed on the beast and sank her talons into its carapace. A crimson hue quickly spread across the pale white shell until the beast was wholly covered in darkness. The pain will be gone, child. The beast's dying roars soon stopped. It then collapsed lifelessly to the ground. What did you do to it? An intimate exchange, you might say. These common beasts aren't sentient, but will respond to Honkai signals, like some form of pheromones. Disrupting these signals allows us to change their behaviors. Controlling one beast will let us command the others. That's how I've kept the beasts and zombies away from the safe zone. So that's how the safe zone works. This exchange lets me send messages. I can receive messages from them as well. I can link myself to their senses, enter their world, and experience things that no human has ever done before. The heat wafting in the air, the warm currents flowing across the oceans, and the sweet scent of a Herrscher far away from this place. Tracking the scent, Raven tried hard to restrain her feelings of hostility as she promised Sora. However, she is obviously not good at hiding her emotions. Very emotional Raven. Raven slowly opened her eyes after a long wait. She took out a map, made a few strokes with her talons, and drew some circles in the West City. The Herrscher's scent drifts within the ambient Honkai of this city. One Honkai beast won't get us anywhere. I need more samples to pinpoint her location. We can't track down stragglers. We can track down stragglers, but I don't think time is a luxury we have. Why are the Honkai beasts swarming here? Angel-class beasts roam this entire city, and they are more sensitive to Honkai energy. So I invited them to a party. Makes things much faster, doesn't it? This is madness. Use active skills to summon Raven in battle. Oi Raven, attack! How much damage does she do? Decent. Quite decent, actually. Who does she attack if there's nobody there? Nobody. Is it always crabs? How much damage do you do to a crab? Barely half a health bar. So, that? No? You've neutralized half the beasts of an entire city district. You're stronger than you look, samurai girl. Raven picked up a Honkai angel effortlessly with her claws. Dark patterns began to spread across its body. The children sided with you outsiders in a single day. Did you use some fairy magic on them? Yeah, it's called food. We can cook. I hope you didn't bring up anything about hashes. No, I didn't tell her anything. Good. The children know little about the Honkai and treat us as a strange disaster. Do try to keep it that way. And did you tell her about your job? Sora? No, and she doesn't need to know. Once you cure her disease, I want her to leave this all behind. Disease? The incomplete stigmata help them survive in Honkai zones. But they'll suffer withdrawal if the energy is absent. There's no quick and effective treatment. Long-term medication for gradual stigmata activation carries the least risk. The serpent can provide that medication. The mad lady may be filled with nonsense, but she is still a genius. Sadly, she's only interested in special cases like them. I don't think you're a bad person. Sora told me about you. She looks up to you. You help these children while working with the serpent to perform a deathly test on a populated city. How can you live with this contradiction? Raven opened her eyes and smiled at her. You don't know me well enough, girl. I'm a hired blade, and I only care about the bottom line. I'll do anything, and kill anyone for that. I saved a few children, but I have a kill count that far exceeds that number. I've seen far more extreme contradictions compared to mine. An arms dealer who plunges entire regions into war may be a child's hero or the backbone of a family. A ruthless entrepreneur may also be a generous philanthropist dedicated to the well-being of his hometown. And the seemingly innocent refugees shivering in the cold. They'll kill each other for a morsel of food, or turn into monsters just to make each other's feel their pain. She tossed the Honkai carcass into the sea and watched it disappear beneath the waves. I found Sora in the rubbles. She struggled to talk with human words. She told me she wanted to live. I do not wish to see her turn into a monster as well. Spending time with the children makes me feel alive. It makes me feel good. Then, why do you still hate Kiana? What's your point? You were an Ark. You witnessed how she risked her own life to protect the city. She took it on herself to save others from pain, yet disguised her own suffering with her cheerful smiles. She may be the Herrscher of the Void to you, but you should know she's also Kiana Kaslana to me. Isn't she one of the many contradictions you just described? Why are you still so intent on killing her? You trust in her ability to control the Herrscher. I don't. I fear her power and I refuse to risk anything. It's just that simple. Look, I think we can stop trying to convince each other. You can talk about dreams and hopes, but I won't let these alien concepts fool me. I believe in facts and evidence. Sadly, Neither you nor anti-entropy has any. She casually tossed away the last Honkai piece and leaped away. I'm a villain, but I'm not a demon. You must know the real demons actually roam this world. People will hate her, use her, covet her powers, and seek to control her. Her life is hell and will never get better. You can't even stop me. Do you think you can stop those people? Well... Happy victory, Jangle. After a brief period of peace, the dark clouds started gathering. The two returned to the shelters. Sora hid behind a window and secretly glanced at them. Raven remembered something and gave Sora a small package. Almost forgot about this. Take it and share it with the others. I didn't make this. It's candied rice crisps I brought from Shenso. Oh, thank you, Sensei. The little girl disappeared with the bag of desserts. Give me a moment to triangulate the hasher's location. Before I forget, I still owe you one. Raven entered a dilapidated shed and emerged with a prisoner tied up with plenty of rope. Dr. Tesla? Ah, pure Tesla. I ran into her before I found you and Sora. There were some misunderstandings. She started it. She would. Tesla would start. Why did you? I only wanted to restrain her, but her language was unhealthy for the children. Gagging her was the only option. Take care of her and meet me at the wall. Remember, I promised Sora to take you alone. And be prepared, the dragon won't make it easy for us. I sensed something strange while fighting it. It felt like human sorrow, pain, and guilt. Instinct drives Honkai beasts to gather around Tertius, but this one wants to protect her. I didn't expect Honkai beasts to have such feelings. It reminds me a lot of you. I felt something in my mind when I fought this Benares. It felt strange, yet oddly familiar. Do your best, Miss Raiden, but I doubt if you could change anything. I have a feeling about that dragon. It was constantly in the lightning form of the regular Benares. And May is feeling something familiar, so Benares might have the core of lightning that Kiana stole from May. So Kiana may just be dual core right now. Hey, zombies. Haven't seen those yet today. Yeah, Tesla probably spoke Serbian. Surely she didn't just swear like a sailor. Okay, a revenant. Can I stop her from summoning anything? I'd like that. She seems to be very stun-locked. For a second I thought I could take that mech. I still might be. May carried Tesla back to the Helios. When the scientist woke, May told her about her meeting with Raven. What? Really? Are you sure you want to find Kiana with her help? She intends to kill her. I must be there to stop her. This is getting out of hand. We need to call for support. That woman is dangerous. I know. But her hatred for Kiana seems personal and not part of the Serpent's plans. She'll kill Kiana for certain. And she'll show no mercy to anyone in her way. But despite all this, I need her help to find my friend. There were so many times when she was right there before me. Jacket time. Why don't you put it on? I'm sure it would look great. The Battle of Schicksal. The fight against Rita. And when Durandal took her. I could only watch on hopelessly as she was wrested away. Too weak to even do anything. It wasn't your fault. Thank you, Dr. Tesla. You've always comforted me. But I can't go on like this. Not anymore. I can't keep lying to myself. Kiana's presence helped me forget about the painful past, the loneliness, and the confusion. But when she was gone, I suddenly realized that nothing has changed at all. I haven't changed at all. I'm still a timid girl, cowering in my corner, and I failed to notice that everyone was gone until it was too late. My inability to change led to our separation. It has led to what we are facing today. She has always protected me, but I failed to do anything for her. I hate myself. I can't go on like this. I must accept the fact that I lack the powers to protect her. Accepting this doesn't mean that I'm giving up. No, it will make me see things more clearly. I have to make sacrifices to bring her home. I'll face anything. I don't care if I'm walking directly into a trap or set up against a deadly enemy. Because I know this is the only way I can protect Kiana. Just be safe, May. Not gonna use the mech. Not today. I'm surprised there was no teaser at the end of that mission. Because this one surely won't have any.
敵発見しました。行動中。
Man, that sure was hard.
回収完了。ブローニャは自分の道を見つけました。
Now we wait until the 16th for this story to continue and end. Wonder how many stages are in that locked place. Lockdown zone is not unlocked. Dark sky has befallen. Then came a gusty wind. Swarms of crows and rainstorms. People in the abyss are still looking up to the heavens, while people in paradise will fall into hell. Unlocks at 10th June 13. Really? Okay. Lower requirement 70. Okay, so those might actually be hard. But not today. So, this ends the main part of today's stream. Well, obviously I have more. There's always more with this game. No, while we are here, I found the last item. It was hidden in an obvious place. At the very end of the bridge, where I looked 3 times, but I had to turn around and look in the other direction instead of just walking to the end, because it was hidden behind some debris. And little boy likes it when we find a lot of items, so I expected there to be something to do with him when I get at the last one. You were away from your dad for quite a few days, right? Where did you find food? Where did you sleep? What did you do when you wanted to shower? That's very important. Where did you find food?
最初はお腹が空いたら食べられそうなものを食べていました。めまいがするほどお腹が空いた時は手に焼きたてのパンを持っている幻覚まで見ましたね。
I hope you didn't bite in your hand.
その後、城にいた人がみんないなくなったことに気づいて、勇気を出して人気のない住宅に忍び込んで食べ物を探しました。水の調達は簡単です。城内に川があったので、喉が渇いたら川の水を飲んでいました。
Well, I hope those rivers aren't Honkai infested. Okay, I guess in this timeline Honkai is all on the moon, so no problems.
そうだ、おとといスーパーを見つけて。
This kid is a survivor. So, the last thing we found is an unsent letter from Mary to Renko. How are you? Me doing fine. Bossman gave me a shiny gold watch that he was wearing. Me thinks the bossman really likes me. I work better than the other lads, just not as hard as Jabul. Do you still remember Jabul? He's the short thief from Congo. But boy, he works like a machine. Doesn't even go on breaks. But hard working isn't everything. Jabul is too stupid. Bossman doesn't like him. He can't even say bread properly. He keeps biting into his hands. I'm hungry. Give me boo head, said Jabul. It sounds so funny. It made everyone laugh. But I know laughed, Mary. I miss you. Everyone was laughing cause they are happy. But I'm lonely. And when I'm lonely, I think of you, Mary. Probably have to stay in St. Fountain for a while. There's a lot of work. Bossman said he signed a contract with the government. The new president no like the old buildings. He wants something new and modern for Newmoor. Bossman said this is decolonization and is important because we are free from oppression and slavery. But boy, I just need job and money. The more the better. I'm happy there's a lot of work to do. I bought this postcard collection with the beautiful places of St. Fountain. There's the old Moo town, the old bazaar, the fort at the cape before the giant wave came and swallowed it. It's really beautiful, Mary. I hope you like it. Oh, this is actually from Renko to Mary. I like to walk at a Tail Mountain in the afternoon. There's a slope with very little people. I like to look at the city from there. The sinking sun makes the city shine like gold. The sight gives me peace, but it also makes me lonely. I took many photos, but I don't know how to send them to you. I feel old, Mary. My body feels still young, but I think time is running too fast and leaving me behind. I was filled with hope when I arrived at St. Fountain last year. It was an old city. Living in it feels like freedom, but the city is changing. They say it's become modern. I don't like these changes. I want to go home, Mary. Can I still go home? I want to know where my home is. Please tell me, Mary. I've placed a postcard in the envelope. It's a photograph of Lion's Head Bay, taken at the Mausoleum of Sad. Just look at the lower left corner if you miss me. I work there. You might not be able to see me, but I'm there looking at you. Love you, Renko. Oh well. That was good to have. And now... I'm sorry, but there's still something. Faction war has ended. So we can look at the story now. I am not sure if I failed to unlock these two or if they will unlock when I reach through all the others. That's mostly what I'm worried about. That I didn't play enough of the mode. But we'll see if the story is finished. The main question now is, should I quickly look for the first two again? I guess for completion's sake it might be good. It's been a few weeks, I guess. Fallen Star. Chancellor, Prince Kiana sent a letter. It's probably about that again. I'll handle it later. Leave me alone for now. Yes, Grand Chancellor. I could hear two voices the very instant awareness protection was complete. One was cold and detached, and the other powerless and weary. Familiar, yet something somehow strange. As my senses finally woke up from the dumbness of awareness protection, my eyelids slowly lifted. One of the two was long gone. Are you looking for the messenger? I cannot recall the third person present. Good, let's talk about your mission. The Emperor died and many covet the throne. The Empire is hanging by a thread. If you are prepared, expand the scroll before you. What if I say no to the mission? You're a pawn, and a useful one, but not the only one. I shouldn't have to lecture you on where a useless pawn ends up. Understood. Well, unfold the scroll now. This is a portrait of Princess Kongming, drawn at the celebration for her 12th birthday a few days ago. Celebration? She seemed all reluctant and sullen. It's part of a cute... it's beside my point. Your mission is to take her back here safely. The late Emperor passed the scepter to Princess Kongming in his will. Who the ministers think is too young for the throne. And she's been missing since she left Moon Embraer 3 days ago. I can't keep it secret forever. People may interpret it as fleeing from her duty. Exactly. If the rest of ministers find out, the succession will be much more difficult. So your mission is to find the princess and bring her back to me. What happens after? That's none of your concern. Or do you have any reason to find out anyway? No, not at all. You're dismissed. And remember, we never met. Yes, Grand Chancellor. With the scroll in my pocket, I turned around and left the chamber, and the person who had been lurking outside emerged to block my way. Finally over? Oh, there's been a bit of delay, but it's over now. Well then, let's start our mission. The same night, outside the forest, north of Moon Embraer. Hey Skipper, let's go over the plan one last time. and I am saying this one last time, there is no need to go over that again. First of all, we'll run into the fortune teller for the first time in the forest, and we'll help her get through her hard time and ensure history happens the right way, correct? Yeah, looks like you know it all. Not at all, you told me everything, except any of the details. Huh? Do you have a problem with my genius summary? For summary, that only concludes the beginning and the end. I'd say it's well done. Haha, you're welcome. It's one of the fundamental qualities for an accomplished scientist. Hint, that's not a compliment. Doesn't matter. The trivial details are only a giant waste of time. And if we don't find her soon, she's gonna die in the woods. Time is running out. Yeah, that's what I mean. Besides, you know you're gonna step into her trap before seeing her. So you'd better get it over with. Right. Wait, what the? Gravity gave me a hard kick, and the next thing I knew was I fell into that trap. Come on, you could have given me a heads up. Ah, that couldn't be helped. It's part of the history. Huh? Very funny. Now pull me up quickly. You're pretty noisy for a bandit. Gongming. Curious. A bandit should know my name. I thought the best my trap could do was catch an animal, but this is like hitting the jackpot. Mr. Assassin, I hope this is not your first day at work. Assassin? A misunderstanding. Shut up now. I don't believe a word you say. Confess. Where are your partners? Speak now and I can spare you, or I'll treat you a basket of poisonous worms. Wait, I can explain. 3. I'm not an assassin. 2. We're here to save you. 1. Hey, fortune teller, stop now. Finally, let me take a closer look at you bandits. Mr. Assassin, I'm not a martial artist, but I've seen quite a few weapons. Nothing like your puppet weapon, though. Puppet? No. Huh? Puppet? Are your eyes just for sure? Right. No puppet should be able to speak. And the iron fists do look quite mean. I'm item number 1 of the Dark Science Index, a masterpiece from a master scientist. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, sorry. I couldn't help it. Just curious about your fists and bunny ears. Don't touch them. And tearing them really hurts. Stop. Huh? Are they part of your body? Intriguing. You're unbelievable. Anyway, the trapped guy and I are not bad guys. If we are assassins, you had to have died 10 times over. But we have been looking for you, to protect you from evil forces. I see now. Oh, Miss Iron Fist, did the third one I tore you part of? Very well, after we get the trapped guy out. Hold on, what did you just tear off? That was fast. The next evening, deep in the forest. Sizzling, golden oil drops travelled across the slightly burned fish skin and fell into the fire with a burst of aroma. After a long day's trekking in the sea of woods, small treats like this can comfort both the body and the heart. This one is done. Wanna have a bite? No, you can have this poisoned fish to yourself. She didn't take the fish grill. I took a bite myself and handed it back. See, it's perfectly safe. I'm not a master cook, but I know how to handle ingredients properly. Thank you. After a long pause, she took the grill carefully and nipped gently at the other side of the fish. You want to? Appearance style? Super? I'm fine. Help yourself to some more. I'll take a stroll around these parts and we come back with more fish. You're going to take care of your follower. Yeah, the bird lady has been on our tail the whole time. Time to say hi, I guess. Need my help? No, you stay here and watch her. I'll be right back. Okay, stay safe. The crackling of burning branches sounded particularly loud in the awkward silence. While I was fumbling for words, Kong Ming broke the terrible silence. Thank you for the grill, Mr. Assassin. Huh? You're welcome. How did it taste, by the way? To be honest, it's awful. One side was overburnt, and the tail was still raw. I bet you're not a kitchen lover, Mr. Assassin. Aha, you got me. There was someone like you. Not much of a cook, but he tried hard to appear one, and he made dishes for me that tasted like death. Sometime he would slip off the mates and took me fishing at the pond and cooked a catch for me. Tasted terrible too. He must be someone important to you. He was my grandpa. Sorry. I say sorry. He died for his empire and his people. I'm very proud of him. But sometimes I do feel lonely, if there were no monsters. Monsters? You've never heard before? Curses from another world that befall our world, without any sign. When a monster comes, evil creatures flood the land and leave nothing behind their path. 3 years ago, monsters Yama came and it took General Durandal and 300,000 soldiers to fend it off. Last month, monsters Amorphous showed up. What's that noise? Sounds like the wind. Right, what about this monster? Grandpa led 100,000 elite troops to fight Amorphous. That was totally not the wind. It's a hard victory, and Grandpa was badly wounded. What's that again? Sounded like gas explosions. Gas. Biogas. Nothing serious. Where were we? In his deathbed, Grandpa passed the throne to me, and the Empire's secret. The key to ending the chaos and suffering brought by the beasts. Yama is the beast of Yin, and Amorphous the beast of chaos. In theory, there's also a beast of Yang. With my formation... Mr. Assassin, what's the noise really about? This is... looks like you're having a pleasant little chat. Miss Iron Fist, did you hear some huge bangs? Ah, that's me fishing. Did that disturb you? As she spoke, she dumped 6 or 7 fresh fishes on the ground before me. Skipper, go clean the fishes up and have them grilled. I'm starving to death. Alright, I'm on it. I bent down pretending to pick up the fishes, while getting close to whisper to her. Hey, what were you doing? There's a hell of a lot of noise. Couldn't help. She's tougher than I thought. I had to get serious. So, it's taken care of, right? Nah, I let her go. What? Pick up your dropping jaw. My 3 fists have no equals, but each can only cast ultimate once every month. I use 2 on her right now. I could have put her down, but 1 second thought. I'd better save the last punch for... Why, I never hit about the 3 punches. I didn't thought I don't use 2 this early. Anyway, we only have 1 last punch, right? Yes, that's why you'll handle all the fighting from now on, Skipper. Come on, don't throw all this on me. Mr. Assassin and Miss Iron Fist, what are you talking about? The fishes. I was asking where she fished these. They look much bigger than my catch. Start cooking these already. I'm not going to sleep with an empty stomach. Alright, I'll make sure there's enough for you. And some more. Silly game. Very silly game. Heaven, water, mountain and wind. Water in the north and fire in the south. Moistened in the morning mist, Kong Ming's sweet voice brought me back from my dreamland. Channel fire into water and drop onto lake. As I struggled to open my sleepy eyes, I saw Kang Ming choking under. Glass with incomprehensible mumble. Morning, princess. Is this your morning exercise? Kang Ming paid me no heed. If you're praying for rain, don't bother. I can ask T to... Nonsense. It's a fire in water formation. Fire in water? You don't know any formation, and you can't spot a trap. I wonder how are you making a living as an assassin? Yama is a poor Yang, and Amorphous stands for chaos. There has to be a beast of Yang that relishes fire, but fears water. I see. You plan to lure the Yang beast to the Abyssal Altar for a better chance. Why would you know the Abyssal Altar? It's just hearsay. So the Abyssal Altar is where we last time fought the Beast of Yang? Yes. Nonsense! It's a top secret, protected from common people. Who are you exactly? Speak up now. I don't have time for your little game. The 7-star formation is not yet fully deployed. I need to head to the Estershire, not far from here, to prepare. Hold on. Huh? Don't try to avoid the subject. You can hear about my background and what I know about your plan later. But I believe it's time for our friend behind the tree to come out and say hello. What? Apologies, I didn't mean to pry, but I'd hate to interrupt your conversation. Please forgive my intrusion. Hokushin Mei, my uncle's samurai. You know her? I met her at an imperial banquet a while back. Be careful, she is known for Hokushin Nitoryu, a deadly art of dual swords. Your Highness knows my name. That's an honor. Your Highness should know my purpose too. Please allow me to escort your Highness back to the prince. What if I say no? I was told to bring your Highness back, dead or alive. Please don't make this hard for me. The samurai had her hands resting gently on her dual swords. Looks like we'll have to settle our difference the hard way. A pity that we should disturb the peaceful birds in the forest. Wait. It's the second time you've interrupted me today. Don't make it a habit. Please leave the fight to me. Huh? I have to admire your blind confidence for a rookie assassin who just fell into an obvious trap. I've done quite a bit of research on Hokushin sword art, and with tea around I'd have a decent chance. Besides, you must be tired from the early rising. By the way, where's Tea? Still asleep? Well, about that. Huh? I tore down some of her parts while she was sleeping, but I couldn't seem to put them back in place. What does it matter? I was just being curious. Or is it that you have no chance without her? A slimmer chance, but no need to be desperate. I need a small favor from you, though. What favor? You said she was the successor of Hokushin Nitoryu, right? Yes. It may be a little bit different from the Hokushin sword art, I know, which is bad news. And I don't have a suitable weapon. If you can supply one, there's still hope. An assassin without a weapon, like a tiger without teeth. I keep saying I'm not an assassin. It's a misunderstanding. I'll try to stall her while you find me a weapon. That won't be necessary. I'll get you a weapon with three sentences. Kong Min took a step closer to Hokushin Mei. So what will it be, Your Highness? Hokushin Mei, have you not sworn allegiance to my uncle? I have, with utmost honor. Swinging swords at someone defenseless as me makes you a murderous bandit. It's a disgrace to my uncle. I'm merely carrying out the order and... Excuses. You might as well hand one of your swords to my guard, and I'd go with you quietly if he fails to defend me. Is it true? May thought for a brief moment, before she briskly unfastened the sword and tossed it right before me. A samurai does not butcher the defenseless. Now that your Highness guard has my weapon, please honor the promise. I shall. Well, please pick up the sword now, guard. That's impressive, Princess Kongming. But are you sure you want to do this? Why? In the unlikely event that I lose, you'd be taken away. I will not supposed to trust my guard with my life. Where's your bloated confidence now, Mr. Assassin? For the last time, Enough talk. I've helped you with the weapon, and now it's your time to deliver. I picked up the sword, unsheathed it, and studied it carefully. A fine sword with a cold, bright, chill sheen. The blade looked effortlessly sharp. May I have your name before the battle? I'm only a boatmaster. You don't have to know my name. Well, my name is Hokushin Mei. Bring it. The next instant, I felt a freezing wind swept by my left side, followed by a clang of clashed swords. It took me a moment to find out that my muscles acted before my head and had blocked the fatal strike. And now my hand and even my whole arm were shuddering uncontrollably from the shock. Hey, are you okay, Mr. Assassin? I'm fine. Hokushin Nitoryu is no joke. Huh? You know my moves. I guess you're not nobody after all. The next attack came before she finished her words, but I was better prepared and saw it clearly. It came from my heart, with the speed of lightning. It's too late to block. I felt a better choice, had to throw myself to the right, and guard my left body with the sword. Another clang, her blade hit mine, and was slightly deflected. Struggling to regain my balance from the dodging, I found my left chest burning with pain. Mr. Assassin! Turned out I managed to avoid the fatal parts, but the blade still found my left chest and slashed my skin open. I looked to Ming Kong, whose fan holding was gently shivering, maybe out of fear or concern for me. Had the blade travelled an inch more to the right, I'd be drowned in my blood puddle now. But this narrow escape of death gave me a silver lining. Mr. Boatmaster, a samurai, does not butcher the sword that either. Yield now and you'll be spared. Hokushin Notori is always terrifying, no matter how many times you've faced it. Huh? I cannot recall fighting you before. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just babbling. A chest pain was still biting me, but a winning plan took shape in my head. I guess you're not surrendering yet. Well then. Seeing the previous thrust worked, May dashed at me with another thrust. The moment I saw her foot move, I began to lean to my right and swing my sword at her left. Failing to anticipate my reaction, May lost her focus, and very soon she lost her balance to dodge my blade. But before I could twist my wrist and follow up on her, she pulled herself away swiftly. That was just as I expected. What? You've grown too comfortable with your dual swords. What do you mean? The habit led to reliance, and reliance is your weakness. Having watched 2 of her thrusts in close range, I was warming up to the trick and finally seized the initiative. Put my weight on the front of the feet, stay in balance, curl the wrist of my sword hand, and aim at her left. Ugh. My strike was blocked, but I also sensed hesitation in her. Hokushin Notori, one sword to attack and the other to defend. You always attack with your right hand and defend with your left. Now that you have given me one of your swords, you don't quite feel at ease, which is evident in your balance, or imbalance. Did you find out from the second attack? Yes, your left was clearly imbalanced. On any other attack you'd have blocked me with your left-hand sword. Your muscle memory kicked in and got in the way. My thrust right now just confirmed my theory. Your right hand was rigged and couldn't put up a solid defense. If you were on the battlefield, I'd have bitten the dust long ago, but here and now, I need every edge to win. Everything can happen in a battle, I can't blame you. May took a deep breath and resumed her posture. It's an honor to fight you today. We'll know who is the better samurai in the next move. Exactly. They had both learned what their opponent was capable of, and the next round would decide the winner. Ha! A mighty blow with earth-shaking momentum. With her left-hand weakness perfectly concealed, May gave it all. But apparently my sword had cast a shadow of doubt on her mind. Her footwork became slow and hesitant, which meant... This time the clash brought a deciding tone of finale. Her sword was broken. On the grass not far lay the other half of the broken sword. May had nothing but a stump of a sword in her hand. I lost. Oh, sorry about your sword. May lifted her hand to stop me talking. I've been wandering blindly on the way of ninjutsu, and this is what I deserve. A defeat for an opportunity to open up a new door of ninjutsu training. It's a good deal for me. Well, what about the princess? I lost fairly and squarely, and that's the end of it. I sheathed the borrowed sword and handed it back to May. Your Highness? What? Your Highness has an impressive guard. That's for sure. Farewell, then. Huh? Sure you don't want me to fix your sword? I can wake up tea, and she'll restore it as good as new in an instant. No need. A broken sword cannot be reforged, the same way a dead man cannot be brought back to life. Mr. Boatmaster, I look very much forward to sparring with you again in the future. Next time, expect Hokushin Itoryu. I feel the same. It's maybe not my place to say, but please indulge me. Your Highness, please keep an eye on Imperial Mentor Jackal. She's been scheming behind your back for a long time. I'm not so ignorant as to need advice of an enemy. I won't bother your Highness with more of my gibberish. I'll be on my way. May took off towards the depths of the wood and soon faded into out of sight. It's a little bit heavy for a morning exercise. Wake up, T, now. We should get going. A sudden and overwhelming soreness shot up from my leg. Mr. Assassin! It's blood. Disma's blood. I faintly felt the calling of someone near my ear, with the soothing smell of a fragrance pouch. But my eyelids couldn't fight the fatigue. Darkness. Darkness that reminded me of the past. In the same darkness I had searched for someone, chased after someone. It's a heartbreaking memory. No, not just my heart. My head, legs, and everything were giving me hell. Ugh. The excruciating pain wrenched me out of the coma, and the bright sky almost blinded me. Ouch, it hurts. Shut up, stop whining. This herb can work wonders. I had to chew it into mash to apply to your wound. You have no idea how bitter it is. I could hear the grumbling of a young girl. Hong Mei Ling. Don't talk. You were badly hurt, but I'll patch you up in a minute. Pong Ping carefully rolled silk cloth around my wound, and occasionally her cold fingers touched my skin. I looked closer and found sweat drops seeping from her forehead, and her ornate cuffs stained with dirt and blood. Sorry to have you worried. You're a joke. Fell into the trap, got stabbed by a sword, and couldn't even cook fish. A farmer's life suits you much better. Ming Kong's words were fast and furious, but her hands were slow and soft. Done. Thank you. Kong King was clearly still mad at me. Hey, we're even now. Huh? You saved me, and I saved you even. Oh, you were saying the duel with Miss Hokushin. Should probably leave here now. Besides, the jackal Miss Hokushin mentioned sounds really dangerous. Chongqing, wake up, T, and we'll hit the road. Oh, you do know how to put the parts back, right? No way. I've made a mess of her. She's going to be mad at me. Yeah, that sounds like her. But you have to own up to your mistakes. Stop it. I'll wake her up now. A few minutes later. It's morning already. Good morning, Miss Ironfist. How did you sleep last night? Huh? What's that weird smile on your face? Anything you would like for breakfast, and I can give you a wonderful massage to start your day in a refreshing way. Skipper, what's wrong with her? She's all of a sudden... Hey, Skipper, what's with the blood on you? Wait, I've been offline for 10 hours, 7 minutes. I have some urgent business to... Damn you, fortune teller! That was a long part. If more of these are that long, this is gonna take a bit. Buckle up, guys. It's gonna take a while. Afternoon the same day, lobby of Tavern, Esthshire. Hey, I've got a big secret to share with you guys. Yo, you found some new way to make dough? Cut us in already. I'm not sure if it's solid, but 2 days ago when I was relieved myself in a street corner in Moon and Brea, and, let me finish, when I was dumping my load I heard 2 people mumbling. They said the princess was missing. Hush! It's serious business in the Imperial Court. Perhaps the fastest way to get us killed. Yeah, let's drink some more and forget this nonsense. After changing of goblets, the chat was soon buried in the noisy tavern, but some listeners couldn't let it go and became deeply concerned. Why not, Mr. Assassin? I know what's on your mind. Esthshire sits on the only pass to the West Realm. This tavern caters for hundreds of travelers every day. If you take down these loud drunkards here and now, everyone will know about it in 3 days. But if we pretend we didn't hear it, the rumor will soon be forgotten and gone with the wind. No, what I meant to say is tea. Huh? Fortune teller, are you done with me yet? You've been meddling with my body parts since I don't know how long ago. It's been 3 days since we first met. Miss Ironfist, please be still. I'd like to study this structure more. Wait, don't touch that. It's too late. With the button push, a red beam flashed out. With the huge boom, the front door of the tavern was blasted to wood chips. My laser launcher! Ha! I've had it. You almost dismantled me last night. And now this? Skipper, can I spank her? I really need this. I was just being curious. Well, I'm just returning your favor. Come on, before you get into a fight. We should probably pay damages to the door, for the door. That won't be necessary. I only wish none of you were spooked. Who are you? I'm Yai, the owner of this tavern. The door was rammed by a waiter a few days ago, and I should have it replaced then, so please don't mind it. Sorry, Miss Yai. Don't be. This tavern is a place to make friends, not foes. Please just let it go. Right. Your order is ready now. Higochumaru, swimming in vinegar, cabbage and pork belly, and fired Higochumaru. And our special spirit, Emerald Fairy. Please enjoy. Come again. Did we order this? It's a special treat on the house. We'd appreciate your feedback on the taste. We'd love to hear how you like it. Wine tasting? You've got just the one. Come on, fill me up already. Much obliged, Miss Yai. I'd like a taste too. Sorry, Miss Longling. You have yet to come to legal age. Please have some special tea I prepared for you. The wine has a rich taste, and the emerald color looks very inviting. Another beam came out and claimed everything on the dinner table. Enough, it's enough. I can sort of understand the fortune teller's urge, but what's your problem? Sorry, my hand slipped. Please don't worry. I'll have the kitchen cook the dishes again. I'm done. Take me to your most expensive room here. I'm turning in for the day. Of course. Please follow me. Late night, tavern kitchen. Excuse me. Sorry, we are closed. Please come back tomorrow. Tomorrow? Will I be able to find you tomorrow, Miss Yai? I didn't quite catch your meaning, dear guest. You never called Song Sing by her name. But somehow, I have never called her by her name at all. You addressed her properly without ever meeting her. You know too much, Miss Yai. Cliché plot twist in third-class detective stories. Never thought I'd ever see it happen in real life. Why? Huh? So I was compromised from the beginning. But why didn't you kill me then? Because this tavern is a place to make friends, not foes. Besides, you served me and tea poisoned wine, but you spared Yang Yang. Which means you harbor no ill intentions for her. I don't think you're an enemy. But I'm not your friend. Yeah, if you give up the plan to take her away from me. In that case, Mr. Guard, you're my enemy. Grand Chancellors commanded me to escort the princess back to Moon and Brea. I hate to see you get in the way. And speaking of this, we're probably not enemies either. Cabbage is not a reckless runaway. She knows what she's up against, and what she needs to. And our mission to ensure she stays safe before she reaches the end. After that, if she wants to return to Moon and Brea, we'll send her back. If she wants to roam the world. If that happens, I'd be sure to take her from you and bring her back to the Grand Chancellor. So, Miss Yai, are we in agreement? For now, at least? For now. You appear sincere, but that could very well be your disguise. But now that the princess has chosen to trust you, I'd believe you, for now. Huh? What do you mean? She tests me. The circle around your leg, it's stupid from the western countries, woven in the only one dress in the empire. Woven into the only one dress in the empire. The princess doesn't do that for anyone. That's reason enough for me. Teresa. However, do expect me to report this to the Grand Chancellor. If she opposes, I have no other choice but to take my life when you see me again. Not a good idea. Well, that's beyond my pay grade. Alright, it's very late now. You should return to your room before the princess suspects. Yeah, you're right. A shuriken swooshed by my hair and stabbed into the wall. Leaving already? None of you is walking out of here alive. Uninvited. I've run out of names. Give me names. Leaving already. None of you is walking out of here alive. Where is it? Swoosh. 3 more shuriken answered my question. Had to leap backwards to dodge them. Too slow. A dark figure emerged from before me, along with 5 iron claws. Clang. Step aside, Yai. It's not your turn to die yet. Before I knew it, Yai was already between me and the girl in black. Her daggers prevented me from a certain death. Raven, why are you here? You know why. You know each other, Miss Yai. Raven is a hired blade who never misses. I met her during a mission in the past, but she just missed 4 times. That's an understatement. You took very good care of me when we last met. I can say the same. Before her words settled, Yai struck back handily with her hilt, which was narrowly blocked by Raven's left talon. Tisk, you improved. And you haven't. Hear me out. I have a proposition to make. A deal? That's right, a deal. The girl named Kongming. Someone will pay 100,000 gold coins for her cute little head. And I know she is here. We can split the money 50-50. Only need to say yes. 50,000. Very tempting. While they talked, I was surveying every inch of the surroundings, looking for a weapon I could use. It's got to be a 2 versus 1 fight, but I was sure I'd be outnumbered. But I wasn't sure I'd be outnumbering or outnumbered. Think about it, Jai. More coins than you ever earn from your petty missions. It's falling into your lap. All you need is to stand by. Sounds like an offer I can refuse. But Raven, who is your client, she good for the money? No, trade we don't tell, you know that? But just to convince you, I'd break the rule once today. It's Prince Kiana. What did you say? 5 days ago. Her counselor found me and fronted me 100,000 coins in exchange for the girl's life. Here, this is the token the Chancellor gave me. A keepsake from the prince. Raven took out a golden token and tossed it on the ground before us. It belongs to the prince, no doubt. You have every reason to believe me. For the imperial family, 100,000 is perhaps just pocket money. I see. Prince Kiana means to harm Princess Lord, he says. I'd be sure to report it to the Grand Chancellor. What, you rethink I'd agree to your filthy deal? As an Anbu ninja, I walk in the shadow, but there's always light in my heart. Raven, sorry you asked the wrong person. Ha ha, wonderful. So you're a guardian of light. Well, I hope you find your righteous light in hell, yet you soon be. The tension was soon mounting up to a point where a clash was imminent. Give me a break, people. Stop yelling in the middle of the night. No food and no sleep. You trying to kill me? T. Skipper, I knew it's you. What the heck are you doing this late? Late night workout? It's you. Why are you here? Yo! You here too? You want more of my sweet punches or what? You two know each other? Huh? Didn't I tell you? Last night in the woods. Last night on a tree deep in the forest. Having followed the group along the way, Raven was hiding in the tree and observed the two by the bonfire. But she didn't realize someone had sneaked up behind her. Hey! Who is there? You, just a puppet. Puppet, look again! Realizing something was off, Raven leaped off the branch, only to be closely followed by T. Never mind. People from your age, know very little about high-tech. I'd forgive you your puppet this time. Now listen carefully. I'm item number 0 of the Dark Science Index, a masterpiece from a master scientist. Raven didn't wait to finish to charge at her with the iron talons, which ran into T's iron fist. What's going on? Hey, Ladybird, did anyone tell you not to interrupt intro lines? Well, you hit me first, and that leaves me no choice. Take my nuclear haymaker! What? Raven knew it's a hard blow, and posed to protect her vitals with her talons. But the punch sent her flying, and she crash-landed meters away with shattered talons all over the place. What is it really? Ha, you're still breathing. You make pretty good punching bag, you know. Who are you? You interrupted my intro lines, and now you want to know? The answer is another nuclear haymaker. Another bone-crushing punch, but instead of Raven's bone, it only found a massive crater many feet deep. Ladybird runs better than she fights. Don't come any closer. Come on, last time I checked you started the fight, and you have been following us a whole day. Tell us why. Besides, you made me miss my punch, which is not cool. The last nuclear curses. I'd repay your favor 10 times over the next time we meet. Hey, stop right there. Raven took out a ball and flung it onto the ground before the punch landed. A storm of smoke burst out, and when it slowly dispersed, Raven was nowhere to be found. You freak! I'm not afraid of you. What does that have to do with anything? With you getting good old punches? Trespassing on private property. And I clearly remember you threatening my life yesterday, right? I didn't. Makes no difference now. I'm giving you a discount and letting you walk away with only 10 punches. T, don't hurt her. Too bad. Hey, I said stay away from me. Come on, Ladybird. Wake up now. Didn't even throw my first punch. Maybe that's what they call frightened to death. Didn't know you were such a good fighter, dear guest. You bet I am, huh? What's with the swords on you? Ah, these are the kitchen knives from my great-grandfather. I was preparing late-night food for the guest right here before. Why don't you return to your rooms and wait for a while before I tie this thief lady up and serve you food? Works for me. Thank you, Miss Eye. You're welcome. All right, Skipper. Let's return to our rooms. The fortune teller was all tears when she woke up and found you on. I'll lock her in the dry well and deal with her later, after the princess. She headed to the kitchen, thinking about how to handle Raven before the kitchen door creaked open. Dear guest, are you looking for food too? Please be patient while I... Drop the act, Eye. I've heard everything. Please forgive me, Your Highness. You're not to blame. Besides, I have a favor to ask you. Please elaborate. Well, we'll leave tomorrow. Before that, please... The next morning... Princess, should we deploy the 7-star formation today? Simpleton. I finished the formation last night, while you were busy disappearing. You took an oath to protect me, but why did you run from duty last night? Never mind. Your negligence is kindly forgiven. Thank you. So next we're going to... The 100 Heights, to the west, the next epicenter of my formation. We can make it there before sunset if we hurry. So, what's the hold up? Let's get going. Nuclear haymaker! Hold on, dear guests. Miss Eye. Here are the Sakura cupcakes. Cupcakes, yes. Cakes you asked for, miss. I packaged them for you. They're handy bites on the road. Thank you. You ordered this last night, fortune teller? I don't remember you liked this. You've been prying into my preferences. How rude. I better turn your guilt into strength for the road. Let's go, assassin. Godspeed, dear guest. The answer is always nuclear haymaker. It's universal language. Everyone understands. Lord Paramount. Evening that night, near 100 Heights. 112, 113, 114... What are you counting? The number of weapons in the sand. 115, 116... Shoot, that one was buried by the sand. Where were I? Forget it. It's beyond counting. It's like the unlimited blades that were at work here. Forget it. It's beyond counting. Huh? 3 years ago, 300,000 warriors shed their hot blood here to slay Yama and protect the realm. Those who died, their souls and their weapons were left here in the ocean of sand to continue their protection. She bent to spoon a handful of sand and watched the wind took every grain away. Fortune teller, I don't feel like interrupting your sentimental moment, but it can't be helped. Huh? Someone is approaching from the deserted castle. In the boundless and desolated plain, a small dot emerged on the horizons and soon became a galloping charger. Durandal has been waiting, your highness. Of course you are. But I wonder if you're here to protect me, or to take my life. I'm here to escort your highness safely back to Camp Muso, and that's my sole purpose. What if I say no to your kind escort? Then I'll have to beg your highness for forgiveness. Durandal tucked the reins and charged at Nin. Wait, General Durandal. Step aside, nameless guard. Durandal greeted me with a swift lance, thrust aimed at my heart. Dodge it or take it. The choice was already made before I stepped between her and Ninja Desu. Clang! What? The lance did find my chest, but it failed to penetrate. Instead, a metallic clank was heard. My heart was still beating, but my body didn't take the shock very well. I had to act tough before. What? I had to act tough, though. General Durandal, please hear me out. Iron armor? Interesting. I'll find out how many you can take. Hold on. Violence isn't an option. Shunk. Another simple thrust, only this time it landed on my shoulder and went in. Shouldn't be like this. Hot blood welled from the wound, and the sharp pain took away my vision and other senses. In the twilight zone of consciousness and coma, I thought I saw her pressing my wound and shouting my name in tears, but I didn't have even the slightest strength to comfort her. Where am I? I woke up and found myself in a very strange setting. Strange ceiling, strange room, and strange everything. The faintness from blood loss and the shoulder agony reminded me it's not a dream. It's the Landlady's camp, Skipper. You've been out for 22 hours. I wonder you're still breathing. Okay, right. Where is Kong Ming? Relax, she's also in the camp, and being taken good care of. A million times better than your sorry status. I think I owe my sorry status to you. Huh? How the heck would I know the Landlady didn't follow the script of history? Last time she only hit you once, and I told you the spot so you could pat an iron plate beforehand. Oh, I wouldn't know what to do without you. Who'd thought she would follow up with one more? The bright side is she missed your vital parts, and you survived. If I didn't waste 2 punches on Ladybird, I'd surely crash. Ahem. Who is it? Excuse me. Princess Kong Ming's guard? General Durandal summons you. A moment later, the center tent of Camp Muso. Well, that's a nice picture. We don't serve wine here, so we'll have to make do with tea. Where's the princess? Don't worry, she's somewhere safe. How can I trust you? You don't have a choice. Well, I beg to differ. Your wound is fresh. I'd advise you against anything rash. General Durandal, what is your agenda? Just to fulfill my duty. The late Emperor's decree dictates the princess take the throne, and we shall make sure it happens no matter what. But she is young, and unprepared at least for the time being. Before she is ready, I shall... What's so funny? And I thought you were more than a military strong woman. Guess I was wrong. Yes, you're loyal to the crown, but you have ridiculous little knowledge of your future liege. What does that mean? Right, she's still young. But so what? She's ready to take the empire on her shoulders, and she's fighting for it. Nonsense. If she is, why would she run from Moon and Brea and abandon her court, her people? Is this your idea of reigning? Sitting on the throne and lifting fingers to give out orders? When the monsters return, would you and your soldiers die for such an empress, who's never been to the front line? The princess always knows what she needs to do. The biggest threat of the empire are the diabolical monsters, and she is doing everything she can to permanently seal the last of the monsters for the safety of the empire. Ridiculous! When monsters came, it took thousands of warriors spilling their blood to keep the empire safe. The princess is surely gifted, no doubt, but sealing the beast permanently is beyond her power. If you think she can't do it alone, why don't you lend her your strength? To better the odds. To believe in your empress' convictions, that's the true meaning of loyalty, right? If your mind stays unchanged, I'd have no choice but to fight you and... Wait! The tent curtain was suddenly and violently tacked open. Before I knew it, her feather fan had struck my head and dealt tons of damage. Feather fan, tons of damage. You half-wit! She just put a hole in your shoulder yesterday, and you can't wait for more now? Princess, General, what's going on here? As you can see, the princess has been here all along. After dressing your wound yesterday, I told General my plan. Rigid as hell. She had to ask about every single detail, through and through. So we didn't finish until sunrise. The matter is of utmost importance. Please forgive my cautiousness, Your Highness. Wait. So, General Durandal, you knew her plan? Yes. But what was the conversation about? This is a trial, and nothing more. You've proven yourself. Maybe you're not fighting for the Empire, but you're certainly fighting for the princess. Shut up. But what if I gave up on her just now? Then the ocean of sand will be home to one more corpse. Sorry, General, for the misunderstanding. No need. You're yet to recover from the wound. You need more rest. I'll have the convoy ready, and we'll have tomorrow to No, General, you shouldn't remain here. Why is that, Your Highness? My formation serves two purposes. One is to seal the beast, and the other is to bait it into our world. I can draw the beast underwater for a better chance, but I'm not sure if other wild creatures would follow. This is where Yama descended, where yin and yang clashed. If the beast comes, this place will be the first to suffer. So, General Durandal, it would put my heart at ease if you are stationed here when the beast descends. But what, General? I thought you made up your mind to trust me and my god. Understood. In the desert. The next day, north of Camp Muso, and near Felvin Spire, a wagon was speeding across the desert, stirring up thick strands of smoke. After Camp Muso, we rode the wagon heading to the last epicenter of the formation. As I was healing from the wound, T had to substitute me to drive the wagon. Ow, it hurts. For an assassin, the amount of pain you can take is pathetic. Ouch, princess, easy, easy. A princess is dressing your wound with her own hands. Where are you grateful and appreciation? Ah, never mind. Seeing that you were wounded to protect me, I'd forgive you this time. Ow! Super hurty. With a heartbreak, Yang and Jing tottered and fell upon me. And the bandage with ointment in hand hit my wound with uncanny precision. What's going on? Hey, Skipper! You're surrounded. We got off the wagon and saw thousands of armed soldiers in an assault formation. Under the banner, the two commanders, who wore white armors and helmets, and one had a dog-faced mask on. Very bad timing. T, do we have a shot? The odd numbers too much, gonna be hard. Don't panic, I'll handle it. With deafening drum beats, the masked leader came forward. Am I addressing Kong Ming the Usurper? Usurper? Trekel, last time we met you still had your mind. Nonsense. Your treacherous plan has been exposed by Prince Kiana, and you shall face judgment soon. Oh? My treacherous plan? I'd love to hear it. The imperial law dictates that the crown prince should take the throne to succeed the deceased emperor. Unfortunately, the crown prince has passed away in his prime, and that leaves the claim to the throne to Prince Kiana. But you disgraced the late emperor and colluded with Chancellor to steal the throne with a fabricated decree. You betrayed your grandfather and forsook your filial duty. You betrayed the new emperor and forsook your loyalty. Prince Kiana saw through your treacherous heart and rallied the loyal and the brave to restore your justice and order. Nah, I did nothing. It's all Jackie's idea. Traitor! If there's a smidgen of heart left in you, you should renounce your transgressions and repent your sins. But should you intend to put up a desperate fight, your fate will end in miseries and suffering. Ha, Jackal, I see you are hopelessly drowned in your self-righteousness fantasy. As the Imperial Mentor, your deranged and delusional words put your status to shame. If I did forge a decree to steal a throne, why would I leave Runenbrea and put myself in danger? Since Yama, I've been studying how to seal the beasts, and Chancellor Rita also has given her all for the Empire. In the face of imminent danger, what have you and my uncle done to keep the Empire from falling apart? 5 years ago, my grandfather saved your life from the ruins. He later gave you the fortune, fame, and everything. Now the Empire is in a dire situation, and you are repaying my grandfather's kindness by betrayal and lunacy? You... Thunder Princess, you... Shut up, you faithless and shameless clown. You've turned your back on everything just insane. I wonder what my grandfather would say to you if he was alive. Thunder Princess, you... Well, I can't bring him back to life, but I certainly can send you to the underground world so you can talk to him. You too can watch me reign the Empire in hell. Warriors of White Hind, charge! 10,000 gold coins for whoever takes down the lying traitor. Princess, take care. You finally revealed your true colors. Well, about time for some workout. The soldiers looked at each other, lost and confused, but no one moved. Did you morons not hear me? Charge now! Take down the traitor! Jackie, maybe it's time to stop? Huh? Did you not hear yourself? I said, when you think victory is in your hand, you can't see your mask is dropping. The soldiers won't listen to you anymore. Jackie, you disappointed me hugely. Prince, what is this? Still in the dark? Jekyll, your every move is in my plan. What? I knew you'd stage a coup sooner or later, the very moment Grandpa died. But you always hidden your tracks well, and I couldn't find any hard proof. So I told my uncle to pay. play along and wait for the moment you expose yourself. Prince, you know along? Oh yeah, playing dumb isn't that hard. I'm dumb, you know. I just turned on my vacation mode and let Jackie dig up her own grave. Jackal, you have lost. Thousands of souls here heard your treacherous confession. Jackal was frozen as if enchanted all this while. Even when carried away by the soldiers, she still couldn't seem to take it in what just went down. Ha! No wonder Father favored you the most, when everything worked as you planned. They remained silent, as memory took them back to the good old days. My dear niece, you still don't plan to return? The Empire needs you. The Empire needs me more to seal the beast now, and after that, maybe I will return. I believe in you, because you're the smartest in the Empire. Just follow your own plan. Without any hesitation, she turned the horse around and shouted, "Return!" The soldiers acted in unison and turned around to march back. It's a rough road ahead. Take care and be safe, dear niece. I will, Uncle Kiana. A few words were enough to voice their care for each other. Very soon, Kiana became one of the clusters of small dots. Half the stars. The next evening, near Riverdale. Crackling. If not for the crackling of the burning twigs, it was perfectly silent. Kong Min was not far from the fire deploying the last epicenter, and T was maintaining her haymaker one last time. Crackling. The fire grew weak, so I picked up a twig and threw it in. Ah, Skipper, why did you throw in the twig? It freaked me out and I almost hit the self-destruct button. I doubt there really is a button for that. Sakura cakes from Kong Ming. Taste good. Want some? I'm not hungry. Have them yourself. Listen to me, T. You absolutely have to be here. Yeah, it's already written in history. There's absolutely no way around it. Well, you'd be the first to know if there is, right? Yeah, that's true. If you feel sorry, just buy me a drink next time you see me. Come on. Would you remember this when I see you again? Well, no, but that can't be helped. Right. Why isn't the fortune teller back yet? Skipper, you should check on her. You're not coming along? No, plenty of time for me to look at her long face later. I need this break now. Alright, I'll be right back. I groped my way into this dark forest, following the footsteps of Kong Ming. Maybe it was because of the quietness. A recollection of my past suddenly popped up in my head. It was also a dark night. I was following her footprints into unknown darkness, just like this. I'd walked for so long enough for myself to forget why I kept moving. It was a ray of light that guided me out of the darkness. A gentle, warm gleam. Just like this moment. So beautiful. Beautiful, isn't it? It's a pity that I don't have enough materials on me to make another sky lantern. The past, every Mid-Autumn festival, Grandpa would always make 99 sky lanterns, with me to fly at midnight. Grandpa told me, though Granny passed away early, she never left. She became a star in the sky, my guardian star. So every Mid-Autumn, the day for family reunion, we put our love into the sky lanterns and sent them to Grandma. I told Grandpa the sky lanterns couldn't fly far enough to reach the stars. But he always believed that the Sky Lanterns could take our love to Grandma. It's a token of the feeling of missing loved ones. It'll send my words so far. Too afar. He always believed so. It will. Eh? Even if a Sky Lantern could not reach the stars, the feeling it carries will definitely reach somewhere further. But even so, Mr. Assassin, I don't suppose my feelings could reach your place through this lampshade. Huh? After all, it's in the future that I cannot reach. You see the look on your face. I suppose I figured it out myself. Sorry. Well, I apologize, Mr. Assassin. If it wasn't for you, I'd have died in the woods. No, I won't let that happen. But it was supposed to have happened, am I right? For me, it would not be the perfect story, but it's... I said I won't let it. I understand, Mr. Assassin. I'm always aware. I know you're that kind of person, Mr. Assassin. Perhaps even you never notice for yourself, but there's always traces of determined persistence in your eyes. The kind of eyes of those who had lost what they cherished and gone through countless hardships for it. Which is also the most reassuring thing for me. No matter how bad the situation was, you always stood by me, believed in me, and protected me. Even on that day when you were facing General Durandal, you risked your own life. But you stopped me anyway. Of course, you think I'd just stand by and watch you die? Well, you never know. I might have won if you didn't. All of a sudden, I was struck by an intense feeling of dizziness. My vision blurred and my legs went limp. I finally fell down like a ragdoll. It's finally working. What? That night at the tavern, I asked Miss Yai to make some sakura cake with knockout drops. What you just ate. Why, Gongming? To protect who I am meant to protect. The epicenter of the formation has been formed. The beast will rise from the abyssal altar tomorrow noon. No matter what perils await, I have to seal the beast to keep my people safe. That's the burden of the crown. But it's not yours, Mr. Assassin. You and Miss Ironfist are not from this world. I would not and could not put you in harm's way. So, Mr. Assassin, please have a good night's sleeping. If I return safely tomorrow, You stop that nonsense and help me. It's not nonsense, Mr. Assassin. Seeing that beast is to fulfill the Emperor's duty, and protecting you is to fulfill Gongming's duty. Damn it, T! Miss Ironfist should be asleep too. Before we came here, I did something to her, and gave her a good night's sleep as well. You walked straight into my trap again, Mr. Assassin. Hold on, Gongming. You can't do this all by yourself. Mr. Assassin, I assume in your world I'd have become one of the stars in the sky. After you've returned to the future, Mr. Assassin, if you still remember me, if you still do, please fly a Sky Lantern for me, like we did tonight. Wait. Farewell, Mr. Assassin. Well then. This is the ancient altar underneath the sea, just like what Grandpa had told me. In the ancient altar, the young maiden roamed alone, and stopped once in a while. Strange characters. How old is this altar? Who built it? And for what purpose? The girl stopped at the feet of the majestic colossus and looked up. She saw a azure ocean that trembled in the sky, resembled the sky. And what are the mechanisms behind the bubble? that is shielding this altar. I really want to look into all the ancient creations here, but now is not the time. Now I must. The girl's self-talk was abruptly interrupted by what she saw. The space above the Colossus was visibly distorting and tearing up. Scorching airways spewed out of the cracks, knocked the girls to the other side of the altar before she knew it. Suddenly, a giant claw snapped out of the crack and slapped right on the head of the Colossus. Distortion of space intensified after the giant claw appeared. Soon the beast revealed itself completely. It stood on the Colossus, proud yet carefully observing its surroundings, and the only human before it. Feels like one of my ribs is broken. The severe pain almost crushed the girl. It's been a long time since she was this badly hurt. Mr. Assassin. That's right, it was him who had been standing before me all this time, taking all the pain for me. Throwing pain struck the girl's heart all of a sudden, accompanied by sadness, loneliness, and fear. No, now is not the time for sentiment. The girl clenched her jaw in pain, leaning on the broken wall of the ruins, attempting to get up. You beast! Do you like this cage I prepared for you? The beast stared coldly at the injured girl, as if it understood her words. Suddenly it howled into the air. Scorching flames poured down. It all happened so fast that the girl could only hide under a collapsed giant pillar. This wicked monster, is it aware of my plan and trying to stop me from completing the formation? Before she could finish her words, the beast leapt down from the Colossus and landed right in front of her. No! The beast suddenly hammered its claws onto the girl. Though missed, the airwaves it raised still blew her away. This isn't over yet. The girl's light blue dress was all stained with her own blood, but she still managed to stand up. I am the monarch of this kingdom. I shall not be defeated here. The girl held her fan as a pen, dipped it into the blood, and started to draw a pattern on the ancient stone wall. Just some minor cuts, you evil beast. I shall seal you today and leave here alive. The girl kept drawing the formation patterns with no pause, but the beast was not standing idly either. The beast had only been toying with the girl as its prey, but at that moment the girl became its enemy. It dashed fiercely towards the girl, and its two giant claws were about to crush her. Oh no! You made it. Mr. Assassin, why are you? Probably because I am the kind of person with determined persistence. Hey Skipper, why didn't you wait for us? You can't just decide to go solo. Are you alright, Your Highness? You are hurt. Miss Ironfist, Rita, why are you here? The sky lantern last night. Wasn't it a distress signal that you sent to me, Your Highness? As far as I know, you're the only one in the world who knows how to make a sky lantern. You should thank her properly. If it wasn't for her who found us earlier, Skip and I might still be sleeping. If I may, I'd prefer being woken up by something gentler rather than a bucket of cold water. Ugh, quit your whining. You got that cool sword from her as a compensation, isn't that enough? I thought you were on my side. Pfft, you wish. Apologies, Princess. I didn't expect this person to be so insolent and ill-mannered. Ill-mannered? Yes, they're noisy, but I kind of like them. Mr. Assassin, Miss Ironfist. Sorry about yesterday. I shouldn't. What was that? I can't hear you. The stupid cat is making too much noise. Huh? That is obviously a tiger. Alright, I guess you could say tigers are huge cats. Kong Ming, this one is the final beast, right? How long do you need to complete the formation? About half an hour? No, 15 minutes, if I give it my best. Distracted for 15 minutes? Sounds really challenging. Pfft, this genius can handle it single-handedly. Hey Skipper, don't you hold me back. 15 minutes. I wonder if it'd be enough for me to chop up this hateful monster that hurt our princess. Rita suddenly appeared next to us with a giant scythe to crowd Kong Ming. A fearless woman is more dangerous. So, this is the final fight. Let's buy some time for our little fortune teller. Please lead our kingdom to a bright future, your highness. No problem. Leave it to me. 15 minutes is all I need to complete the formation and seal the beast. Well then. Let's begin. Sorry, Kawaii-kuma, but no co-op right now. Flames. Flames that devoured everything. In less than 15 minutes, the altar deep under the ocean turned into a sea of fire. The master of the flames was standing at the center of the altar, throwing a wicked glance at its defeated foes. Damn it! That stupid cat! I'm so sorry, your highness. Please, run for your life this instant. We all underestimated this beast. Even if we could dodge its non-stop flame shower and its fire breath, the intertwining flames around its body could block most of our attacks like an indestructible armor. Gotta paint the wind symbol to blow away the fire armor. Jokes. Even worse, every time we attack, we'd be burned by the flames. It's an impossible battle from the game. Damn it! I almost finished it. I almost did. Damn it! Even with blurred vision, I still saw her flustered face. She was moving her pen faster and faster, but she knew clearly that there was no time left. The beast roared, then the flames scattered across the altar started to move, merging into a giant fireball. Maybe it knew the girl was its biggest threat. Maybe it was just trying to kill all the humans in the altar. That giant fireball started to fall slowly on the girl. You sick monster! Don't touch her! I'm your target. Leave her alone. I picked up the steel sword lying next to me and threw it at the beast with the very last shred of my strength. That weak throw might not even count as an attack, but it attracted the beast's attention. Mr. Assassin! Focus on your formation. The beast seemed to be irritated. After a furious roar, a huge fireball in the air started to fall on me. That's right, you stupid animal. You'd have to beat me before you go after her. But I already lost all strength to dodge any attack. The fireball was getting closer. Its heat and glare almost blinded me. All of a sudden, it's all gone. The heat, the glare, the airwaves, all gone. When I opened my eyes again, there was no more fireball. The manipulator of the fireball was being dragged into the space crack by some unseeable force. I skipped some minor steps. It might lose some functions, but it should be enough to seal this evil beast. I think I did it. The girl forced a smile at me while maintaining the formation in the sweat. But the beast was resisting clutching the ground, despite that its lower body was caught. I might have simplified the formation a little too much. All of a sudden, the beast opened its huge mouth, in which swirling flames formed in a blink. Move, fortune teller. Its fire breaths are no joke. Princess! A giant lance swooshed down from above, landing right in the face of the beast. Another yeet. That lance, General Durandal. Is it from above the sea? It's not enough. It's still resisting. Is it enough? It is enough. Wait, T! She leaped high into the air. Countless currents burst out of her iron fist. Time to unleash the final blow. No clear! Haymaker! With that deadly blow, she pressed the lance through that beast's huge mouth. The swirling flames exploded within the beast's mouth, inducing a temporary coma. You disgusting monster, off you go. She threw herself at the beast with all strength. It shoved into the crack before it could regain consciousness. Now, fortune teller. Understood. The crack closed slowly, and the temperature in the altar gradually returned to normal as the beast disappeared. But before we could take a breather, the entire altar suddenly began to shake violently. What's going on? Is there still enemies here? No, I think it's... Make a wish, my summoner. Farewell, Mr. Assassin. Make a wish, my summoner. This is... Oh, it's really you, Golem. How did you know my name? Oh, I see. You are the one who has made a wish to me in the future. Well then, you cannot make a wish this time, as you have already used your quota. Huh? I wish I never made that one. What is this thing, Mr. Assassin? Well, how do I explain? I suppose you can think of it as a wishing machine. You make a wish to it, and it'll make it come true, but... Exactly. Make a wish, young monarch. Whatever you want, I'll make it true for you. My wish? Well, I wish for my empire and my subjects to enjoy peace and prosperity forever. But I know it's not realistic. Can you really make it happen? Oh no, she didn't. I understand. Peace and prosperity is already guaranteed, with you two brilliant minds as the monarch and grand chancellor. It's easy to make the peace and prosperity last for eternity. Just need you two to keep it running forever. From this moment you two become immortal. With no other great interference, your lives shall last eternally. As the Colossal spoke, numerous light spots drifted down on Kong Ming and Rita from above. Your wish has been fulfilled. I shall go back to my slumber. Maybe fate will awake me again someday. Hang on, what just happened? Fell asleep again. Do you understand all these, Mr. Assassin? Well, it's indeed a powerful wishing machine. It can make wishes come true, but it's also not very smart. So it means... Yes, you and Rita are immortal now. I know, I'm shocked too. That's a surprising yet interesting development. Immortal, so it means I have infinite time to explore and study everything in the world? Even in the distant future? Wait a minute, Mr. Assassin. Does it mean in the future you and me... She guessed it. Well, she'd still get it eventually, if not now. Well, actually... Hang on, Skipper. We can't tell her. We'd mess up the future. I understand. Miss Ironfist, what's going on? Oh, just... insufficient energy. Don't worry. It's also part of the history. Anyway, you shouldn't be chit-chatting now, Skipper. Your history ends here. I understand. And? Are you leaving, Mr. Assassin? You're always this sharp, Kong Ming. You have always been. My deep gratitude to you two for protecting our princess all the way. Are you sure you don't want to go back with us for a thank you banquet? People would love to meet their heroes. Let them go, Rita. Eh? For the past 3 years, we have been suffering the disturbance caused by the beast. These visitors from another world are like ink drops in water. They'd eventually disturb the order of our world. Mr. Assassin and Miss Ironfist are good people, but if they go back with us and live in this world for long, I'm afraid the future will be interfered unpredictably. You've even calculated this far. Last night, I was fully determined to meet my destined ending. I thought I'd never see you again in my life, but here we are. And farewell is now due again. The girl hid a rather sad smile with her feather fan. At the moment of separation, I suddenly recalled some sense of despair hidden deep in my heart. I had seen her walking in the boundless darkness for so many times. I felt a fear-driven urge and said, "Leave this place with me, Kong Ming." For a moment, utter astonishment glinted in the girl's eyes. which soon vanished behind a feather fang. He then responded with a gentle smile. "Thank you, Mr. Assassin. Sorry, but I can't go with you. You have your future world, and I have my empire. Maybe there are countless hardships waiting ahead, but that's what I must go through as the Empress. So I can't just leave everything behind and go with you, Mr. Assassin. No matter what the future has in store, I will embrace it. Please have faith in me, and yourself. You standing right here is the exact proof that nothing would go wrong in the future, isn't it? Well, I'm speechless. You always grant me epiphany. Well, it's me, you little assassin. Watch and learn." The moment of farewell came in silence regardless. I could never handle farewells. This is so hard. "Farewell, Princess." "Mr. Assassin, we will meet again, right?" If it's you, we'll meet in the future someday. After all, the key to that future is now in your hands. Eh? You said some big words. Sorry, T, for having to leave you here for a long time. If you really feel sorry, just buy me a drink next. Before she could finish her words, she fell into a long sleep. Please take care of T, Kongming. No problem. Read about to me, remaining silent. Well, see you in the far future. Farewell, Princess. Consciousness mapping terminated. The last words I could hear was the girl's gentle voice. Farewell, Mr. Assassin. Well, 3 days later, the coronation. The time has come, Your Highness. We'll meet in the future someday. Your Highness. Oh, nothing. Let's go. somewhere, year 1001 of Imperial calendar. Forces rise and fall, empires come and go. It's the inevitable pattern of history, but the millennia-old empire shall not end today. It's a pity that we still needed heroes from another world to rewrite Empire's fate. Despite my genius plan. Never mind, it's time to say farewell, my friend. The time is ripe, the formation is whole. The 7 stars shall shine and the gates shall open. Through this link I summon you. Through my form you shall heed me. True, strange, I have not finished incanting. Dun dun dun. Oh hey, those 2 did unlock. So this felt like the end of a long story. Not just this particular event, but many events before this one too. That all featured the captain and Kong Ming to some extent. And the twins. I think these events started with the twins getting released into the game. But what role they actually played in these stories, I was never really sure. Maybe that will be told to us soon. But now, Chacal's greed! Consciousness clear, brain functions intact, preparing for ouch. The very instant consciousness mapping went through, my head was pushed down violently. Drop your knees and kneel before Prince Kiana. Oh. The timing couldn't be worse. I'll just put up with it for now. Huh? What's wrong with your knees? Where are your usual manners? Oh, I have a feeling what these 2 unlocked things are. Guards, take him out and... Oh, that won't be necessary, Jackie. So delicious. This one is the best we have for the mission after all. These 2 story parts we just unlocked are the first chapter if we would have been sorted into one of the other factions. Instead of Rita, this is Kiana's faction. I'm gonna lick my fingers now. The mission is too important to hand it to someone else at this point. As for the details, Jackie will fill you in. Prince, I'm the Imperial Mentor. My name is Chacal. Please stop calling me Jackie. Yeah, I know. Come on, Jackie. Just fill him in. Oh, my dropped. Alright. I turned to the advisor, whose dog-faced mask blocked any inquiring eyes. The person in the portrait is the target. Maybe you knew her from your previous missions, but I need you to focus. She passed me the scroll. And that's the main difference. These damn pictures. It's Princess Kong Ming! Huh? She's no longer a princess. She's an usurper with a vile plan to steal the throne. She's fled Moon Embaya, trying to escape justice. She's colluded with Chancellor Rita and falsified the late Emperor's decree. She will be held accountable for treason. And your mission is to bring her back, dead or alive. Dead or alive? Yes, her corpse will also do. I looked at the scroll one more time. Didn't know her reputation had plunged to the bottom of this side. on this side. But the portrait gave me huge difficulties to connect her with an evil usurper. Huh. I couldn't help but snigger. I'd believe it if someone says it's the doodle from a 3-year-old. What? Do you have any problem with the Princess Master portrait? Oh, no, of course not. I was simply marveled at the beautiful painting techniques. Simple but elegant strokes, bold and vibrant colors, lifelike facial expression, an absolute masterpiece. Can't say you are wrong. I folded a scroll and gave the advisor my most serious face. Well then, it will be done. I took my leave and exited the door. Had only taken a few steps before the person who had been lurking outside emerged to block my way. Finally over? Oh, there's been a bit of delay, but it's over now. How does it look? Not good, the dog-faced advisor is a mean character. Well, then, better get our mission started. And Camp Durandal. It's your mission. Take the scroll and report to the general. As soon as consciousness mapping went through, voices rushed into my ears and rendered me dumbfounded. What's wrong with you? The general hates sluggish people. As my head settled in and my vision cleared up, the surroundings became less of a dream and more of reality. I found myself standing before a wooden door with a painted portrait in my hand. Someone behind me patted on my back. Don't worry, the general is a formidable warrior, but she has a gentle heart. Huh? Okay. Go now. From the looks of it, I was supposed to push the door and accept the order from someone within. Never mind. Even just to begin my mission early, I should play along. I slowly pushed the door open. Hope this won't get me killed. Who is it? After a dazzling flash, my neck was hard pressed against cold steel. I'm here for the mission. Why didn't you knock? Huh? Only a thief would sneak inside without knocking or asking. If not for the scroll in your hand, your head would have hit the floor long ago. Apologies, I'd remember to knock next time. The cold steel finally left my neck, and I could breathe again. Phew. It wasn't until then that I found out my back was fully soaked with nervous sweat. Oh dear. I heard the thump of knees hitting the floor behind my back. Must be the soldier who let me in. Sorry, I didn't mean this to happen. I quietly apologized to the soldier in my heart. Shut the door. In a great relief, the soldier left the room and shut the door. You're not a fresh recruit anymore, and I shouldn't think you need to be reminded of the rules in the camp. Donald was clearly still upset about my misbehavior. Never mind, I'll put it aside for now. We'll talk about this after the mission. Thank you, General. Unfold the scroll now. I did as she bade. And this is the route that has the real picture. This is Princess Kongming? Yes, the heiress to the crown who recently fled Moon Embaria. Fled. Correct. Free enough, without any sign. It's for your ears only. But why would you run? It's a question that shouldn't be asked. Durandal was visibly disturbed. Indeed, her intention is beyond me. I've been meaning to ask her why in person the first chance I get. An empire without its empress. A reckless move that would disappoint the late emperor, who loved her so deeply. I shouldn't be saying this to you. Your mission is to bring the princess back to me. Plain and simple. Shouldn't be a challenge to you. Understood. Have nothing further. You're dismissed. Yes, General. All right. Please instruct, General. General sighed heavily, with a care and concern in her eyes. If you do find her, watch her back and make sure no harm comes to her. Of course. I took my leave and found the soldier who led me in gone. But instead, I spotted a familiar figure waiting for me. How does it look? Almost met my maker. The channel is not someone you mess with. Time and tide wait for no man. It's opportune for us to commence the mission now. Alright. Wait, why are you speaking like this? So pretentious. I'm just getting into my character. Come on, give me a break. And that's that. That was a lot of reading. I have literally no voice left. Literally. I really have to think more often to bring a drink along for these. Especially if I know it's gonna be full of talking and not gameplay. Yeah, that was much longer than I expected. Some of those went on a bit. But it was a good story, so I can't really complain. Definitely left already, right? Yeah. Sorry, Kawaii-kuma.
ご飯あと2杯は食べたかったのに。
It's a bit late for steak, Kiana, and you just ate. We just watched you eat. Eat. I'm curious about something. Is there no? I guess they took it out. Wanted to see if there was any news about when this would come back with to be continued, but I guess not. Oh well. I think we literally have nothing left to do for once. That's rare. So I wish you good night, and thanks for watching this very long stream of me talking. Bye bye, until next time. 77 out.